Hey, good morning, everybody. Pastor Tim here for this morning's edition of Reflect and Revive. Hey, if these videos have been helpful or beneficial for you, if you could just do us a favor and either like, comment, share on these Reflect and Revive videos as they're being put out there every morning, that would be so helpful. So I wanted to talk about something we haven't done in quite some time, mostly, actually entirely because of the virus and everything being shut down. So one of my favorite pastimes with my wife is going to the movies. We love just going in, and I mean, there was a time where we had a subscription where you can watch a movie every day. And there were movies we really didn't even care to see, but we just wanted to go together. And so we'll go there, of course, we'll get our popcorn, we'll get our drinks, we'll go and sit down and kind of talk a little bit. And then what would happen is, obviously, the previews would start to play. And these companies are paid millions of dollars to show these previews. And so we'll sit there and watch, and of course it's like, like this one looks really good, or because there'd be times where we'd gone so much, we'd already seen all of them, but it was still cool to see them. We're excited about different movies coming out, and basically there would just be this short little snippet of this preview of this movie that's trying to gauge your interest, trying to say, hey, if this is something you'd be interested in, come back and watch this movie. And so in the same way that the movies have those previews, your interactions with people can be that short snippet, that short little clip that someone will see that will let them know whether or not they want to either have a relationship with God or learn more about Jesus, or because they see a little bit of someone who follows after him, and they'll say, man, like that person through adversity, whenever things are going tough or aren't going well, how do they respond, or how do they love, how are they, are they kind, are they gentle, are they forgiving, are they, and so all these different things, and if they just see a small portion of that, it can lead them to say, man, that's something I'm a little interested in, I want to know more. Or it could be the opposite side, where they see an interaction that you have with somebody, and maybe where you're ugly or rude, or I know for me personally, I really have to, just a moment of confession here, I really have to watch myself whenever I play hockey, because when I'm out there, it's so easy to start getting back and forth with bantering in sports and being a competitive person. And so there are times where I have to kind of stop myself and go, don't say that, or don't act that way, and of course I'm not always perfect in that, and so I gotta just constantly watch myself, and so in our lives, if someone sees that short little block and it's not loving, or it's not kind, or it's rude, those aren't the attributes of God, but people will see that and assume that that's what your God is like, because if you're trying to be like Jesus and that's how you're acting, you're just going to put that connection there. And scripture actually says in 2 Corinthians 5:20, it says, we are Christ's ambassadors, okay? God is making his appeal through us. We speak for Christ when we plead, come back to God. And so in that, when we see that, it's, we understand that we are a representation of Jesus. We're a representation of God. That's a really exciting and really cool thing, but also a very intimidating thing. You just have to always be on your guard and be watching what you're doing. Okay, and so, ask yourself this question: does your life draw people to God's main attraction? When we're talking about those previews and the main attraction of the movie, does your life draw people to God as this main attraction? Do they want to know Jesus because of you? All right, because in Ephesians 6:20, it says, I'm in chains now, still preaching this message as God's ambassador. So pray that I will keep on speaking boldly for him as I should. So it's even in chains, even whenever, Paul's here and he's in prison, and obviously things aren't going well, he's saying, listen, I'm still God's ambassador. I'm still, I'm going to go ahead and I want you to pray over me so I can continue to just keep on being bold for him. And so just asking ourselves that question is, do people want to know Jesus because of you? Do they look at your life and they say, you know what, I want what they have? My prayer is that that's yes for myself, and the same for you, that's something that you look at and say, man, God, just examine my heart. look at within my heart and say, what is it about me that's not pleasing to you, that could be hindering, and guide me in how to fix those things. God's a very generous and loving and gracious God, and will do so. But I pray and hope that you guys have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you guys on Sunday morning. God bless.